Okay, I couldn't resist. I have to do the video about absolute sizes. So the previous one, we used the hemisphere relative sizes just to show what is the deal with absolute sizes. So basically, let me rerun here. We have our snappyHexMesh and okay, let me go run mesh to do the mesh. Haven't changed anything. So what we're going to do, remember relative sizes when you do your boundary layer meshing, what you are setting here when you put it through this value is the percentage of the cell next to the body. Okay, so in this case, remember that we have the edges, refinement, and so on. So you're going to have different dimensions, and that's why you see when we visualize, we're going to see everything, you see different cells. But when you use absolute size, you are fixing that. You are not taking anymore in reference to the cell next. It will be an absolute value, a unique value. Okay, so visually speaking, it might be nicer, but it's more difficult to control. So this is what we're going to do. So we start first from our snap mesh. So let's wait here until we get that. We're almost there. I always invite you read your screen because Snap is telling you a lot of stuff. Get familiar, you know, and that will give you more experience when doing your meshes, understanding what is going on. So we're almost done here. And there you go, right in. Step 2. And now the check mesh, everything perfect. We did it in the previous case. And now let me do the boundary layer. Relative sizes, okay? So basically what is happening, we have this information, 100%, okay, or not always, but it's I can guarantee you almost 100%, some collapsing here and there, but not a problem. But what is important when you move to absolute sizes, and let me visualize to show you here and to clarify what is happening. Okay, so recall that your boundary layer is going to be, in this case, it's 50% of the cell next. Okay, it's going to increase as you have different sizes. You're going to see this. But this is might be not very nice visual, in particular here. Again, I relate this one to that terrific 2:1 expansion ratio of the method used, the octave structure in Snappy. But this is very nice because you are controlling the transition from the boundary layer to the next cells, okay, very smoothly. Okay, so this is what you should aim. So this is what is happening. This is what I like. So to control that, using absolute sizes and to see the difference, so let me redo the boundary layer. But here, always pay attention to these values, okay? So I have the Excel here, and actually I was looking for the Excel for the absolute sizes. I didn't find it, but you will get to the correlations. Everything here is just linear correlations and just geometrical expansions. This is all relative, but when you do absolute, do first this method relative, get a good value, and then when you do absolute, try to match these values. Okay? As I say, I didn't find the Excel. Hopefully another video will give you, or I will share it in the video description. So in this case, I already know to match that. Okay, first put here false. Okay, now you are using actual dimensions, meters. Previously it was percentage. Here you need to give the value. So see here I have the comment, relative 0.5, and the equivalent will be roughly speaking this. So let's put 0.1. And let's rerun. So recall these values that we have that actually I already have the values. So we should match those two values. And let me rerun here. So this is a little bit more time consuming, but see that we're matching relative well those values, okay? We have a nice coverage, 100%, okay? And I know it will be 100% because from the relative size, 100% here should be also. But what will be the difference here? Let me go here, open this. Okay, it's okay. And as you recall, boundary layer, there you go. Previously, you have that relation there, no, in reference with the next cell. Now it's actually uniform. So now this visual is nicer, but probably this transition here is not very nice. And to make sense even clearer, and now we move a little bit into tutorial of ParaView. So open new window and render. Let me repeat for those new. Here, split, you have many options. You can put lines, whatever. I'm interested in render. And I will open a new case. I have it here. This one, which is the relative sizes. Apply. Okay. I don't want to see this case here. Okay. And here is okay. Let me put that cut plane. I think it's this one. Yeah. Yeah, should be that. Yes. Let me add here. And now crinkle slide there and right click. Let me link views. Click here, view links. So this is what is happening. Relative sizes, absolute sizes. So what we did, first run relative and then absolute, try to match the values, these values that you're reporting, and you have that. It is trickier to control. You will see that it will do more iteration, but you're going to get it there. So what is happening, look at, so uniform, then you have this transition here. So some people can see this as an eyesore, but it is perfect. I have no problems. But this is due to the 2:1 ratio. Instead, see here that very nice, but then you have this fast jump here, okay? And the collapsing, many times when you see that collapsing, is due to the fact that you are changing from large to small or the opposite, okay? And then this boundary layer now grows more or less. So these are the two approaches, absolute and relative. So it's up to you. My advice, go for relatives. It's much easier to control, and also you can match the external mesh. If you know that your external mesh, this here, now where you have the dark cells, is uniform, go for the absolute, okay? It's quite easy, but many times this mesh have different sizes and it's quite difficult to match. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so hopefully things are clear. Sorry that I didn't put in my Excel, the geometrical correlation, how to do that, but you can see something trivial. You can get in your own, or some 2 cases, just 2 trial and errors, and you will get it. And this is it, okay? Absolute sizes. So hopefully now we have all the tools, and now it will be up to you. One thing also, well, to mention that this is not nice here. So see that if you check the mesh quality skewness, you will see that high skewness, likely you have it here. So the solution to this problem, finer mesh as usual. Okay, so that's all. Thank you for your attention and see you next time. Bye.